Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. My name is Miriam Kareem, and I am honored to welcome you to tonight's leadership call. This is Sunday, January 12th. This is the second Sunday in January, and it's like flying by so fast. But one of the things I wanted to I guess reiterate is something that Coach Will reminded us of, and it's to uh if you take, like, what is it? I may be saying these out of order, but I get the concept. So forgive me if I'm saying these out of order. But if you take more action, you'll have more confidence and you get more results. And because you get more results, you'll take more action and your confidence grows. And then your confidence is growing, so you'll take more action and you have more results. And I've experienced that over the weekend, and I'm super excited about it. So I wanted to share that as a tip from the newbie corner. And now I would like to welcome our amazing teacher, Coach Will Zanders. He is a diamond in both companies of green organics companies that we have, Godestana and HBN, and has surpassed seven figures, and it's just an amazing teacher all around. Gets the concepts very, very amazing at teaching the concepts of what you need to learn to get your business growing. So without further ado, Coach Will Zanders, are you available, sir?
I am, Miriam. Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
Perfect, perfect. I'm gonna start this off with just a little whiff of prosperity. Oh, I got a new bottle today. It just never gets old. It never gets old. And I want to start off tonight's call. Four things I want to cover. Number one, I want to cover the Baltimore Ravens as the greatest team in professional football. To all my folks out there. Want to give a shout out to Eve and Samantha and everybody in the Trinidad and Tobago teams internationally. They are doing some absolutely phenomenal things over in Trinidad Tobago. So I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but they're doing some stuff. Our international team members, our international family in Taiwan and in Trinidad and Tobago and even in Canada are doing some things in 2025 that I think are going to be very, very, very special. And for those of us who are, who happen to live in the States just by nature of birth or moving here, whatever, we don't have no excuses. The challenges that our international teams have, and international family, our international green organics family have are tremendous. Sometimes it's a language barrier. Sometimes it's shipping and taxes that their government customs charges them that are through the roof. Sometimes it's currency differences. A lot of things that could stop them, and could nobody be mad at stopping them, but they didn't stop. They stayed consistent. They figured out ways to work through, and all of their efforts are I believe, coming to fruition for them in 2025. And I couldn't be more proud of them as well this week. I just want to start off with touching on something technically that Miriam just brought up in the newbie corner. She's phenomenal. Can somebody show Miriam some love in the chat for really making these calls really, really fun and learning something, even if you're only on for 5 minutes and you catch her section? It's always something for you there that's super, super valuable. That's a different perspective than something I could bring to you, which is great. And it allowed Coach Sonic to kind of go over and expose more of his just immense skill set on his Wednesday night call, which I don't want anybody missing, because it's going to be good. I happen to be on Coach Marcus's Saturday Night Franchise Factor. Saturday night, I'm gonna tell you, one of the best ones I've ever seen. And he I don't know how he brings it with the consistency that he brings it, but he is as steady as the Rock of Gibraltar. And if you're not tuning into his calls or promoting his calls to your team, you are missing out. They are phenomenal, and I was so happy to see that one of the two new team members that I sponsored was on the call. I was so happy about that. Cap was on the call. I was like, yes, this is the system. I can't train everybody. You can't train everybody. And sometimes the people that we sponsor are more responsive to coaching and teaching from other people. It's phenomenal, and I love it. And that's going to be really about the amount of talent and coaches that we have on this team. And man, it's all coming together. You could not be here at a greater time. And the only people I'm more excited about is the people that haven't even joined yet, because they're going to have an easier time than all of us did. So it is beautiful as well. And of course, Coach Tina with the Detox Divas, the only, to my knowledge, the only product focused training that the company has right now. And our products are really, 50% of the equation. It's the products and the pay plan, but none of that works without the X factor, which is something Coach Sonic Jones says often. The X factor is you, and never forget that. So you can have amazing products, amazing pay plan, which we have, but if you don't come to play ball, you'll never be on the inside, of the life that you want for yourself. Okay, but Miriam was talking about a concept that we talk about pretty often, or not often enough, but it's going to be the arc triangle of getting results and making magic happen there. And she was 100% right. When you take action, ladies and gentlemen, the action, if you take enough action, just run out there and take action, you're going to get some results. You're going to get some results. And when you get some results, even if it's a small sale or two, we celebrate the small victories, right? We just talked about that in the personal development class an hour ago. When you get the results because you took action, you're going to get more confident. You're going to get more confident. And when you get more confident, guess what? You're going to take more action because now you're more confident. But because you're taking even more action, you're going to get even more results. And when you get more results, you're going to get even more confident. Then you're going to take even more action. It's going to be easier for you. It's amazing, but it starts off with the action. So what I want to do is to add one little thing to what Miriam said. We're going to add a little quick hack to help you feel more comfortable taking action. All right, it's twofold. Number one, something you can do on your own, and that's going to be working on your skills. Every time you watch a skills video, every time you enter a training, you learn. Every time you listen to a network marketing audio book on the skills or something like that, you're more likely to take action. So when you work on your skills, you're getting your confidence up to a certain level, even if you don't take action. I want you to think about that. When you work on your skills, you're getting confident because you know what to say. If someone comes and says, well, I really want to join, but I don't have the money, you know what to say. If someone says, well, what's your favorite product and why do you like it? You know what to say because you've learned it, okay? You're confident that you can help get people from A to B, all right? If you work on your skills, your pay plan knowledge, your product knowledge, your recruiting, your retailing, work on your skills, even if you don't take any action during that time, you will at some point become far more likely to take action because you're so dang confident. And when you're confident, you take action. So you can work on your skills, get it done. You'll feel even better taking action. And then once you take action, you will see the momentum pick up of action. Results lead to more confidence lead to more action lead to more results lead to more confidence, and that's it. And then you need to teach that. Okay. The second thing that can help you take action very, very, very quickly is attending an event in person. Now, the people on this call, do me a favor. On the scale of 1 to 10, if you've been to our events live, and hopefully you're coming live in person. I had somebody message me and say, Coach Will, I got a ticket to the event, an online ticket. I'm coming in person anyway. And they put a little LOL, but they weren't playing. There are no more seats in person. That young lady's going to show up anyway because she told me she was. She said, I'm booking my ticket. I'm coming anyway. And I'm like, that's pretty bold. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I get it. When you come to an event, and you engage in our hot market training, which if you've already done it, you don't have to do it twice. You are certified in hot market training. But how many people who come to our event, who have come to our event before, who had never taken action, or you saw people who had never taken action, but they come to an event, and when they're in the environment, just for 30 to 45 minutes of it, when they're in that environment of the whole room taking action and making calls and getting orders, how many people have seen somebody just decide to start taking action because they were drawing on the confidence of the other people there? Yep, you've seen it happen. People who didn't take action for 10 months came to an event and got 3, 4, 5 orders. And it happens every time. Every time. Every time when you come to an event and you bring your rookie newbie team members to an event, and they leave there having made some money, it's amazing. Yeah, Coach Margaret just said it. That's one of our favorite stories in the history of ever. I'm gonna say right here, I'm gonna tell Coach Seymour's story. I'm gonna tell the story Coach Marcus said. Coach Seymour says one of his visitors came. He brought a guest to the event. They joined at the event, earned commission at the event, and ranked up at the event. And my favorite is always Derek Jamat. Derek came as a guest of his wife Lynette, who was in business. Derek wasn't even in business. Derek came to the event to support his wife and just hang out. Derek signed up at the event, got so many orders. They were like 24 orders. It was something crazy, some crazy number. Okay. Derek got a ton of orders, won the contest, and has now made thousands of dollars in commissions at the company. But he would have never even joined had he not come to an event. So that's one of the things that I highly, highly recommend that you do to have, if it's any way possible, any way possible, it benefits you and your prospect guests, anybody, to be in the place February the 21st to the 23rd in Orlando, Florida. It is life-changing. And once you get that confidence there, you are a million times more likely to have some results. And shout out to Tina and Anthony Stone, man. They are doing amazing, amazing things right now in the business. Laura McDonald's going to be her first event. She's already made a couple grand, so I know she's going to blow it up. And Jessica Hill, her husband's Terry's coming. I'm excited to meet Terry in person. So it's going to be amazing. It's like a big family reunion. It's going to be great, but we're going to work, and it's going to be great. Okay, so that being said, let's dive into some other stuff. Now, people have been asking this typically once or twice a year. People ask for the word class, and the word class is just a list of words that, quite frankly, we still use these words because they're so intertwined with our language, but we try to do better. I'm probably about, I'm not gonna say 20, probably 15% there as far as just changing my language to start to speak. The Bible says people speak in different tongues. Sometimes it's not the Holy Spirit tongues, amen. Sometimes it's you're speaking a different language within your own language, because some of these words, life and death is in the power of the tongue, and some of these words are so destructive to what we want to do. But the first step is to learn knowledge, obviously, to think about the words differently. And maybe a couple years from now, you'll have maybe replaced 2 or 3 of these words in your vocabulary, and that will have exponential results. But I want to give you 20 some words today that you may, some of these you know for sure, some you don't. And then we're going to talk about some technical building strategy things that I'm super, super excited about. Cannot wait to share with you. That are just great. I think it's going to be a step in the right direction for the company. But that being said, let's dive into it, okay? First word, we talk about this one a lot. Got to keep an eye on this word. This word is going to be mortgage. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we all understand that mortgage, because if you've been on our calls, you've heard us talk about this. Mortgage is going to come from a French word, and the word is going to be mort, which means death. This is where we get the word mortician from. This is where we get the word morgue from, M-O-R-T. It's going to be death grip, okay? And gauge, just like a 12 gauge shotgun, just like gauge or grip, that's the French word there. The word means death grip. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to break it to you, but from a network marketing standpoint, from a life standpoint, mortgage is a bill, we'll talk about those too, that you are designed to pay for 30 years, and then they try to beat you over the head to refinance. Okay? And that basically you're going to be paying a house note till you die. All right? They want that. That is literally what they call it. It is literally what it is. But we're not using our ability to understand language, language being one of the main separators between the human and the kingdom and the beasts of the field and the animal kingdom. It's our language. And the network marketers, we are communicators. Okay? Our words are our tools. Our words are our currency. Our words are what we convey and speak to people to expose them to opportunities and products that can benefit their life, and that in return benefit us. So just understand, we have a higher bar responsibility with our language than any other profession, to be quite frank. And so you got to really think about that. So keep an eye on that one. Mortgage, I would go with house note if I were you. House note, just a note. Get that thing paid off, get out of debt, get that thing paid off when you're ready. All right? Have fun doing it, but get it paid off. All right? You don't want that mortgage. You don't want that death grip on you in your life, right? Second word, this is a tough one. We're going to be using shalom a lot. People are going to be like, man, them network marketers sound weird. I don't know what shalom even means. Ladies and gentlemen, The word bless. The word bless is not a word that occurs in the Bible ever or any spiritual text. Why? Because spiritual texts, the ancient ones that all the major religions use, be it the Christians, the Muslims, the Hindus, the Buddhists, and everybody else, those words are written in either Sanskrit, those words are written in Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, a lot of other languages, Latin, even some of them, but not English. The English did something very, very funny when translating those words. The word is not blessed, it's never been blessed because the English was not spoken at the time of the Bible, period. And the word bless, actually, if you break it down, means be less. When you say bless you, I hate to say it, we're being polite. The intention's there, our heart's in the right place. Be less you, be less than what you are. Just that's literally what the word means. I hate to say it, it's what it is. And nobody's going to talk about this stuff, but we have to at least be aware at some point. Okay, just at least be aware. All right. The next word, I know some of you won't like this one either, but it's easier to swallow than the other one. And the word is government. Word number 3 is going to be government. We talked about it at length before. We're going to talk a little bit about it tonight. Government literally comes from the word govern. Okay, govern. Yes, there it is. Leslie got it. You need to stop using the nickname less. You nailed it. And we just talked about that in Bible-based personal development class. Didn't we? Good catch. Good catch, Leslie. All right. Good catch. Now, government. Okay, government. Govern means to control. Ment is the root word of the word mental. It's a mental thing. Like I say one thing, oh no. I meant to say it is something different in my mind. It's mental. Okay, so the government literally is an institution created to govern or control your mentality, your mind. Okay, the government's going to tell you what to think, what to drink, what to do, how to spend, what shots to take, what shots not to take, how to function, what to be scared of, what to not be scared of. They are literally an institution there to control your mind. Like it or not, you don't have to like how I said it. It sounds weird to a lot of people, but the word is literally what it is, and the English designed it that way. Okay, just understand, we don't live in England. Think about that. Just think about it. Okay, England is a country, okay, that was dominated and ruled by kings and queens, which are all related in some capacity. And if you really ever do any real research, you know that whole family, that royal family, is into some strange things. All they do is try to control the people. It's one of the last non-civilizations like us where we free to do what we want to do. No. So when they sent prisoners here to America, they're like, all right, get out of here. America is a prison colony. We don't like them. It's not what you thought. America is a prison colony. Killed all the Indians, did all this kind of crazy stuff. People came over, they're criminals. They wanted to make sure they had a certain segment of language that they could speak that would keep them subservient. And we all live in America, but we don't speak American. We speak English. You got to really, it's the nature of colonization. All right. You just, at some point, you got to slow down and really think about how the world works. All right. That's what it is. All right. So the government, it's what that means. The fourth one we're going to talk about, most people are getting hip to this one and you see a lot, but we still look at it like it's funny when people say it. You see people saying things like Grand Rising. I don't know. I feel like there's got to be a better way to say it. People say Grand Rising. The reason why they say Grand Rising, because they know deep down that good morning actually literally means mourning, as in what you do when people die. Literally, it's what it means. It's what it means. There's no ifs, ands, but you ain't no way around it. It's what it is. Okay? Yeah, no. We not the colonizers. Yeah, don't get it twisted, girl. That's not me. They are the English. The Dutch East African enslaving company is colonizers. Let me be clear. I don't want to be. We ain't colonized. Oh, go stop. No, I thought some stuff was obvious. I guess it wasn't. No, when I said colonizers, that's not me. That's some other folks. Let me just be clear. All right, here we go. Yeah, they can say it, they don't make it true. Oh man, I love y'all. Y'all keep me rolling. All right, next up, word number 5. Soldier. Hate to break it to you, literally means soul dire. Literally what it means, soul dire. Ladies and gentlemen, how many people you know who have gone to the we love our military, by the way. We do. They do an incredible job. Despite the government, they do an incredible job. Soul dire. How many people do you know that you just see, especially if you haven't been to LA, places with great weather, have huge homeless populations? That's a lot of former military, ladies and gentlemen. They come back a lot, not all, but a lot of our military servicemen and women come back messed up. I'm sorry. Homeless veterans is an epidemic. We sending 50 billion to Ukraine, 50 billion to Israel. We looking at the homeless veterans. They can't even get a $300 a night nice hotel for 2 days with some food. It is terrible, but that is quite literally what soldiering means. Look, let's just say it right there. Her son was not the same person. Soul die. That's what they brand you as. It's tough, but I'm just letting you know this is what it is. Let's get on to number 6, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Francine said her nephew is not the same. He just didn't come back. My uncle did not come back the same. You know, that's what it is. Jessica, she's telling you. She's military, retired military. She knows something's different. Now, God can restore, but we know it is a tough road. We know that. We've seen it too many times. All right. Number 6. People just living for the weekend. The weekend, ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. People love the weekend, don't we? Just love that we are just built to love. Look, Charlotte the same. Charlotte, you different. But didn't I say not everybody said so? Charlotte different. I agree. Charlotte, you've been different. Very, very different there. But the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, literally the weekend. Just understand that conceptually. The weekend. You're being a weekend, as in strong week. That's why you have a work week. That's what they call it. It's a work week. You are literally weak because you're working during the week, and then by the weekend you're weakened on the weekend. It's just literally the programming that has been there. Okay, it doesn't work like that for everybody, but more often than not, this is how it works. In fact, let me give you a bonus one. Okay, while we talking about, just throw this in there with number 7. Number 6 was the weekend. Number 7 is the week. What about weekdays? Days of the week, not DAYS. Think about it. DAZE. Confused, as in you're in a daze. I'm dazed and confused. It's the days of the week. And then you have the weekend. Take this weakness. Think about that. The days, the confusion, the fog. Ladies and gentlemen, I worked jobs for like 8 or 9 years, and can I tell you straight? And can I tell you right now, there are very few days I really remember. It's like a blur. Some entire years of my life is like a black. What was happening? Like I remember some stuff, but not everything. Where did the time go? In the days. And that's sometimes why it's so difficult to explain to people about this business opportunity, because you're talking to people who are quite literally have been their weekend, and they're in the days for years. Okay. And look, we talked about morning. Yeah, good morning. We talked about good morning. So weekdays is number 7. Let me go, and now we're going to move on to number 8. This is a good one. On the weekdays, you work a job, J-O-B. It's the exact same word as Job. No, Brianna, you good? It needed to be repeated. Good job. Thank you, Brianna. You work a job. Did you know that J-O-B, job, also Job? This one's actually the Hebrew word. It is the Hebrew word for persecuted. That's what Job name means. Literally, the book of Job literally is the book of persecution. That's literally what it means in the original language, the book of persecution. And it's about a guy who God said was great. He's awesome. And the devil was like, let me go mess with him. God said, okay. And just Job, it was terrible. Till the end. Job's whole book was terrible. All right. Yep. Diet. No, I could scratch that one off the list. Yes, diet. That is on the list. 100%. Y'all are sharp. Y'all are a sharp group. Okay. But we can scratch diet off. Because that, yeah, there we go. Okay. Just put that one in. But yeah, diet. That is the thing. Don't do that. Eat well. Eat to get lean. Eat to get healthy. Call it what you want. Eat to get strong. Don't diet. That's literally what it's called. You drink a Diet Coke, bad deal. Diet Coke, bad deal. I don't never express my personal opinions on anybody. But when you really start to understand, just hear this out. Y'all have heard us train on water. Okay. Y'all have heard us train on water before. Where you get this? Talk to English major about a few and he doesn't see it. Yeah, no, English majors are great. Let me just give you the rundown for college people in general. Don't even get me started on college. And I can speak on it because I have not one degree, but two. Okay, not one degree in undergrad, but I also have a law degree. Just a quick point. And I love books. I've read over 500 books on personal development, spirituality, and network marketing. So everything that I've learned, this is not none of this from me. It's all from somewhere of over 500 books and over 10,000 hours of network marketing, 10,000 separate hours of personal development, 10,000 hours of this and that and the third. It's just a lot of work, honestly. And once you get it all in your head, it just kind of spills out. But here's the thing. As far as the college English majors, they're majoring in English. Like, think about what you just said. They're majoring in the exact language that is specifically designed to keep you down. Of course, they're not going to get it because they were trained for 4 years to love these words and teach them. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. I would be shocked if they did get it. No issue there. All right. That being said, when you look at the word diet, know that we trained on water and we trained on some of the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, award-winning work. God dog it, Cal. If y'all don't stop taking words off my list, we can take off hello now. Thanks. Way to go, Cal. Wait, look. Who else took one? Brianna? You and Cal. Boy, y'all messing up my whole training tonight. I love it. I'm not mad at it. All right. Those two going. Well, at least we'll get done with the call faster because Cal and Brianna coaching tonight. And I love it. I love it. Good job. Good job. Good job. But real quick. So water. And we talked. No, I love it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. I want y'all to be brilliant. Whatever it is, you take what I give you, you go here with it. I love it. Not hello, hi. Go high. I like high way better. All right. Now, when you look at water, we talked about this before. Award-winning scientist Dr. Masaru Emoto wrote a book called The Miracles of Water and some other things like that. When you take water and you speak to it, or when you take water and you play music to it, if it's calming, peaceful, happy music, and then you freeze the water, you will see that the molecular structure of the water has changed. When you play really bad music and things like that, and negative words and speak negative words over the water, then you freeze it. This will work with tap water or any water. You will freeze it. You're only freezing it so you can look at the molecular structure slowed down enough so you can look at it with an electron microscope because it moves too fast otherwise. You can't really perceive it. Excuse me. But it also works. They did experiments where if you take a piece of tape and write the word on the tape and then put the tape on the glass and don't speak to the water, but you put love and write it on a piece of tape and put that on the water, set that water down. You take love, you take hate or ugly, you write that on some tape and slap that on the bottle and you sit that bottle there. And then you start to water plants, identical plants in the same amount of sun. You start to water the plants with the separate water. The plant with the water that said ugly on it will die. Try this experiment yourself if you don't believe it. The water that says lovely or awesome or anything positive on it, that plant will live. Now, this becomes exceptionally scary when you drink things like Monster energy drink. Is that really what you want to drink? If I had to drink energy drink, I would sooner drink Red Bull. I would just sooner drink something else, right? Like I would think about a bull market at the stock market or something. When you drink diet anything, liquid death. Miriam remembers we talked specifically about liquid death. You better not drink that water. What are you doing? What are you doing? My people will perish for lack of knowledge. I don't drink no energy drinks like that, but it's the point that's the type of stuff right there. It's just the point. You don't want to drink that stuff. All right. If I couldn't get my hands on some Nova, it's going to be 5-hour energy. Give me something. I don't want nothing that I know has been programmed with the words to take me out the game. Cancel that. All right. You better not let them kids that movie Wicked. I saw the movie. The movie was very entertaining. I think the Yellow Brick Road and all that's cool. You better not let your kids be wearing those shirts with no Wicked on there with Glenda and Ariana Grande and the other ones. Better not. Don't do it. All right. So that being said, we talked about water, so diet. All right, we'll keep going. But that's Job. Job is the word for persecuted. So number 8, when you work the weekdays, you're working a job. Literally, do you have a job? Yes, I have a job. What does that mean? You have persecution. You're speaking on yourself. Everybody's speaking it over to you. That's what it is. All right. Next up, number 9. While you're at the job being persecuted, you earn money. Now understand, earn money. A urn is a burial instrument. A urn is a vessel that holds ashes. I just need you to think about how strange it is. They couldn't pick no better word. You couldn't pick no better word than earn. And that's the word we are taught to use if you really want to speak clearly. Not make money. I like make money. Money's even rough. That's the rough one. I like make wealth, generate wealth, residual income. That's tough. Residual is even tough. It's not bad, but it's tough. It's tough. Reoccurring is better. Royalty is better, right? Royalty currency. It sounds strange, but some people will speak with what? Different tongues, okay? But the urn is a burial instrument. Now ashes is not what we want to do. I grew up in New Orleans, and after Mardi Gras, I would see people go to church and get ashes on their head. That is not scriptural in no religious, unless you're grieving. Unless you're grieving, sackcloth and ashes, and that's across most cultures. Okay, most spiritual traditions and cultures with the grieving periods. But how much of that is death? Be less. Good morning, funeral type talk right there. Soul dire, that's funeral talk right there. Okay, right. Ash Wednesday, that's funeral talk. Okay, that's funeral talk. Weekend, you're dying. Weekdays, you're dying. Persecuted, you on the run and dying. Might well die. Earn. Just understand that. Earn. Just understand that. Just don't think so much into it that you can't have conversations with people. But you know, it's what it is. Yeah, ashes are not a holy obligation. Just understand that. Not at all. Not at all. And in fact, there's a verse in the Bible where God says, I will trade you beauty for ashes. Please give me the beauty. I don't want no ashes. Zero. Okay? Because that's what the system's designed to do. I hate to break it to you. Okay? Next up. So you get so weak that you'll end up earning or an urn with ashes in it. You use the urn. So number 10 will be money. Use the word to get money. We've talked about this one. Money's not all bad. The word isn't anyway. But if you really break down the word, M-O-N, one, it's not the first day of the week, but people consider it as M-O-N, one. Mono, M-O-N, like a monocle. You ever see the guy on the Monopoly, not Monopoly, but Mr. Peanut, he got that one eyeglass little thing he has, that's called a monocle. Okay, a monocle, it means one. So mono means one. And then I, if you look on the back of the dollar bill, what did they put there? They put a pyramid there. Okay, cool. Pyramids in Egypt. I like pyramids. Pyramids cool. But they put an eye at the top, and it's just one eye, the all-seeing eye. That's some weird, crazy stuff that they got going on with the, well, that's another conversation. Maybe not, but there's some strange stuff going on with that. But just understand, money represents $1 bills. So I want to make some money. I get it. You want to make single dollar bills. That's a lot of times why your income stays at a certain level, because we're speaking not because one times anything is that thing. So if you're talking about $1, money, M-O-N-E-Y-E, mono, one, I, money, one word is spelled exactly like that. Money literally means one eye. When you talk about currency, it's referring to a $1 bill specifically. That's what it's referring to. So money means $1. A lot of money, a lot of $1 bills. It's what it is. It's what it is. Okay. So let's move on. We're on number 9. That was number 10. Number 11. You use money to pay bills. We've all felt this way before. Bills. Be ill. B space I-L-L. Be ill. You get a bunch of bills. Just, oh man, I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of bills. Just bills. Be ill. Just understand where the word comes from. And then to think about your job where you get persecuted at, number 12, you wake up. But people ask, are you awake? Are you awake? Okay, think about that. Awake is a very, very strange thing because awake is going to be a solemn function that takes place before a funeral. Ladies and gentlemen, why are so many words that are in our current language so double meaning when it comes down to being sick, being dead, ashes, funerals, mourning, be ill, be put in the urn, coffin type stuff? Why? Why? This is not on accident. Languages, especially a language as new as English, is not an accident. I know some people's minds want to process it as that. This dude off the deep end. This guy just okay. Gotcha. Yeah, if you say so. Okay. So now we move on to Hollywood. And at least this one y'all can accept. Some people don't want to accept it, but maybe the English major will accept this one. Maybe he'll accept Hollywood. Hollywood literally comes from the word holy wood. And holy wood, okay, the wood of the holly tree, literally, they would literally worship the tree. Then after they worship, these are what Druids used to do. This is not no good religion from the God Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Allah, no, this is some Druid, different. They different. They don't worship the creator, they worship the creations. So you just got to watch that, all right? Hollywood, literally, holy wood, they would worship the tree, they would bring offerings under the tree, and then they would select branches of the tree to make magic wands. These are wooden sticks that are used to cast spells, which brings us to the next one. Which one are we on right now? I'm not even sure. 12, 13. Which one is Hollywood? So I know to keep track. Now, once you have a magic wand made from the Hollywood tree, you know Hollywood got all kind of stuff going on over right now, okay? Number 13 is going to be spell. They use the magic wands made out of the holy wood to cast spells. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think? Now remember, the Druid civilization is way older than America. It's way older, okay? Way thousands of years older. So when they're figuring out language for us to speak, when the English are figuring out language to speak over here in America, hundreds of years ago, when they're like, let's use that one. That's a good one. Spell, okay? We know what spell is in the magical movies, but really think about that. Spell is the use of letters to form words and sentences. And in fact, at most schools, especially when we were growing up, they force you to write with a number 2 pencil, which is made out of wood. And then if you go to number 14 or 15, whichever one we're on now, you go from spells, you go to cursive. We talked about this last week. If you were to take a pencil made out of wood and you were to start writing letters, spelling, if you ever look at the cursive language, doesn't it look like you're casting a spell? If you go to Universal Studios and you go to Harry Potter World, which I've had a great time at Harry Potter World, by the way, and you get one of these little Harry Potter wands, there are places in Universal Studios, that's the movie set basically, where you take the little wand, and it's not wood, it's like plastic or something, but you do this, and something at the park will move. It's the craziest, most interactive movie thing ever. Now, again, it's entertainment, it's a movie, I get it, but I'm not dumb. I am well aware of the historical backgrounds of that, okay? Now, I'm not about to cancel Christmas or whatever. I like enjoying myself and having a good time as anybody else. That has nothing to do with me and my relationship with God. But just understand how deep it goes. And if you have a wooden pencil and you're writing on paper, cursive, you're casting a spell. And it doesn't even matter what you're writing sometimes because the style of writing you use is called cursive for a reason. They could have just called it fancy. They could have called it advanced writing. Could have called it fancy, could have called it advanced, could have called it style, could have gave it a font like calligraphy or any of these fonts you see on the computer, Arial, Times New Roman. That's all different styles, but they've been calling it cursive way before the computer was ever invented because you're literally casting cursives and spells when you write. I know it sounds so crazy, but if somebody doesn't talk about it, nobody will talk about it. Next, all right, let me know what number we're on. So next up, we leaving the Hollywood spells and curse. Number 16 is going to be television. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorites. They use television to tell lies to your vision, and really, it doesn't have to be lies. It's just telling things to your vision. It's going to tell you your vision for the future. Okay, just understand that. So the next one that we have after television, wait, did I miss the number? Did y'all tell me what it was? Okay, so that was 15. 15 was television. Okay, cool. All right, I guess it was 16. It's happened earlier too. For some reason, when I finished my notes and typed them all up and emailed them to myself so I can read them, it was out of order. So television number 16. Number 17 is going to be programming. They call it television programming, and specifically, this is all under programming. It's also called a broadcast. Now, I want you to think about this. Okay, when you blank a spell, it's called casting a spell. You see, for my English major friends out there, you do understand 10, 20, 30 words in, it's not a coincidence. 10, 20, 30 words in, Hollywood, spelling, the magic wands from wood, number 2 pencils, cursive, television, broadcast. It's not a coincidence at that point. I don't care if the English major doesn't get it. At what point does it cease to become, oh, that's just coincidence? Okay, no, broadcast, casting a spell over a broad audience. I didn't make this stuff up, all right? And if you look at the state of affairs in the world, in America is pretty good shape compared to most other countries. Like it, regardless of what the television tells you, America's in really good shape compared to most countries. 70% of people here are going to die broke. If 70% of Americans in the most popular, the most profitable country in the history of the profitable country, this is the country billionaires move to once they become billionaires, by the way. I'm just telling you, professional athletes, actors, they all want to move here at some point. It's the most prosperous country in the history of countries, like it or not. Think about that. Why do 70% of people in the most prosperous country in the history of the world die broke? Ask the English major that. Why? You can't put it together, can you? Because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And we've been trained and taught, indoctrinated, even in schools, to speak things like this over each other and ruin our own lives. It's crazy, but it's true. All right, next up. Well, I don't know what number we're on. I'm just going to keep going. Okay, we talked about broadcast, talked about cast a spell. This is one of the worst ones. I hate this one so much. I hate this one so much. I put a little fire emoji by it. This number 18. Thank you, Shauna. I hate this one so much. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we all taught as children? And children are the most programmable at the ages of 0 to 7. This is science. Children are most programmable from the ages of 0 to 7. How are all of us, at least here in America, how are we taught to spell? How are we taught the alphabet, specifically the vowels? How are we taught to construct language? They tell us to say 5 letters in a certain order, the vowels. Why do they teach it like that? What are the 5 vowels that were all taught growing up? And you wonder why everybody's in debt. Remember, from the ages of 0, there it is. A-E-I-O-U. They just had to make it work. They just had to. That is a sentence. Okay? That's a sentence. You just focus on that's how you're taught A-E-I-O-U. When you understand, or especially if you sing it, you are literally creating a program within the mind of a 0 to 7-year-old child that will follow them their whole life until they get rid of it, which most people never deprogram that. A-E-I-O-U, and it creates a debt slave culture. I-O-U. It's you're literally saying that to every single person forever as a child. Think about that. I probably hate that one the most. A lot of people think it's funny. The English major thinks it's funny. Okay. And here's the next one. What number we're on? I have no idea. But here we go. English major thinks it's funny because of this next one. And I'm just giving English major a hard time. Doesn't matter to me. He don't know no better. She don't know no better. Number 19. I think it's funny. And this is why the word laughter is included in the word slaughter. They're killing you. Some people think it's funny. Oh man, you crazy. You conspiracy theorists. Oh, God. They think it's funny. They think it's funny. A lot of people they really think it's a laughing matter, not understanding that the word laughter is literally built into the word slaughter. They don't even sound the same. They taught us to look at the word and write it, spell it one way, cast the spell of literal slaughter. The word laughter is built in. If they really wanted us to start to think, we would pronounce the word slaughter. And that would mean killing a bunch of people. That would be the word, slaughter. But it's not, is it? Write it one way, say it another way. The people are so dumb, they'll never think about it. There's nothing funny about slaughter, but it's literally built in. And we are so desensitized to violence, it's not even funny until it hits close to home. That's the civilization they've made. We just didn't know no better, but you learn in the night, okay? Next up, this is number 20. Are we on number 20? Yeah, sometimes Y is used as a vowel. Again, shocker, huh, Cal? We got why. We're asking all kind of questions. We don't have no answers. Why? But we aren't taught to ask why as much as we should. I wish they would use that one more. All right, here's the next one, commercial. Now, here's the funny part. Commercials are going to be on what? Television, all right? Commercial is going to be a little 30-second or 60-second clip, all right? That could literally be about anything. Commercials have been educational, all right? Commercials have been like when they had the anti-smoking campaign, it wasn't advertising for people buying no product, but it was a commercial about not smoking. I was like, oh, they're not even asking me to buy nothing. That's crazy. However, 99.99% of commercials are telling you to buy something because the root word for the word commercial is commerce, buying, selling, trading, but typically buying. They're creating that consumer debt culture. How come commercials are literally on television? They're telling you what to do. Their government is controlling your mind. Just understand, it's commercials telling you what to buy. Every single commercial that comes on, 99.9%, telling you what to go buy. All right, just go buy something. All right. Here's another one. Some of y'all will like this one, and maybe you'll stop using this one. Okay. And put it this way: even if you don't believe this stuff, even if like the English, I'm sorry, I'm giving English major a hard time. No, I don't even know the person. Even if understanding these words and not using them just 10% of the time increases your likelihood of success in life by 10%. I mean, it's okay. You don't stand to lose anything by not using one or two of these words no more, or trying not to. You don't stand to lose anything. You don't, by calling it a house note versus a mortgage. You don't stand to lose anything. But if you continue to use all these words, you stand a possibility. I mean, you can't say it ain't this way, because there's so many coincidences. At what point, how many coincidences does it have to be before it's a design, before it's on purpose? Like how many? How many times a person got to get caught driving drunk before it's a decision and not an accident no more? 30? 40? How many? You see what I'm saying? Next word. Who number on? I don't know. Next word. Retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, retirement, number 21. It's an association word. Retire suggests two things. The end of usefulness, number one. But the word tire means tired. But the word re means again, like rewind. Okay, like there's a certain type of axe called a recurve axe. It has a curve in it. Okay, and it throws slower. It slows down the rotation. It's a backwards almost. It looks like it's a backwards axe. Okay, just understand the word retire means to get tired again. Retire, tire again. Like if you rehire somebody, hey, I want to get rehired. You're hiring them again. If you retire, you're not only ending your usefulness. If I'm retired, don't say I'm retired. Say I've been successful enough. I ain't got to work no more. Say that. Say anything other than that, because retirement is get tired again, and you wonder why people typically die 8 to 10 years after they retire. Charlotte never retired. Bravo. Okay. So that's what that really means. I was tired once working. Now I'm tired again. Yeah. Journey to the next chapter. Call it anything other than that, you'll be fine. And so when you say retirement, I'm focused on retirement. Okay. It's a remember, government, mental mindset. It's a mindset of getting tired all over again. You don't want that. You don't want that. All right. Here's another one. You got to watch this one. A lot of people don't think about this one, but it's so clear once you hear it. Next one. Don't know what number it is, but it is going to be deadline. We don't want to have deadlines, ladies and gentlemen. 22, we don't want to have deadlines. Deadlines are bad. Let me see. Can we finish all this up? I don't want to go over on time. Where we at? Oh, good. Okay, 5 minutes left. All right, well, we might have to finish these up another day. I'm going to just give you the rest of the words. I'm not going to talk about them, but I just got to get through them because we're out of time. Deadline. Left the workforce early. Love it. Patient. To be patient, for a person to be patient is a virtue, but a patient is also a sick person. So be careful when you say patient, because I'm patient. Well, you're a sick person. Think about that. That's a tough one. The word understand. okay, as opposed to overstand. Just think about all the positions of inferiority that come with understand, standing under anybody, but okay. Next up, human resources. The human resources department. Ladies and gentlemen, human resources literally refers to you as cattle on a farm. You're a means of production. You're not a person. It's not the hiring, firing office. They call it human resources. You're a product. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Trying to go through these quickly. Contract. Ooh, okay. Now, contract literally should mean from the Latin word contractus, which means drawn together or tightened. Okay, that would make sense. Like a muscle has to expand and stretch, then it has to contract. The muscle in the contracted position. That's the correct word from the Latin origin of the word. But in English, they switch it up and they put the word con there. They put the word con and they make con a negative, which is not what it's supposed to be in Latin where it comes from, but in English it is. Okay, like con man, like conniving, like, oh, let me think about the pros and cons, like that movie Con Air. It was an airplane full of convicts. Okay, so con is negative. That comes from English, not from the original Latin. They wanted to take that word and make it bad. So when you look at a contract, it is typically going to be a tract. A tract in Latin means a little bit of paperwork. There was even books that were this big and they were called tracts. All right. Contract means bad paperwork. Bad bunch of paper about that thick. It's bad. It's giving you a negative connotation to literally the word contract, a short written work that is negative and against you. So that's number 23 was contract. No, deadline was number 22. Patient number 23, understand or overstand, which is better. Number 24, human resources. Number 25, contract. Number 6, we'll finish up with this one because we're out of time. Taxes. We could really do a whole call on this, but we won't. But just know that in the Latin original language, okay, remember the original language is, for the most part, that influence everything that we do is going to be, Hebrew and Aramaic. Those are the old African languages that made it over into the Middle East and things like that. Hebrew and Aramaic, Greek, Latin. That's going to be the ones, right? The main ones, right there. Then you have the Asian languages, which are more pictorial in nature. Those are going to be different. And then you have to really think, all right. But English is going to be different. So taxes, coming from the Latin word taxare, means to handle, to evaluate, or assess. That's not really bad, okay? To assess or to evaluate. However, when the Middle English, it came to signify a mandatory financial charge imposed by authority. And it literally sounds like tax, like the sharp things that you put in the board, like tax. It sounds like a sharp negative thing, and we say it all the time. Oh, it is definitely a negative thing because they've even changed the word to mean tax, like it's a drain on energy. Okay, taxes are framed as a civic duty, but they're unconstitutional. Taxes are framed as something that is literally a negative connotation. It's a tool of control. All right, and we'll close the call with that. And I got one thing. Let me know if we can go about 6 minutes. I'm gonna say exactly 6 minutes over, because I really want to cover this technical aspect of it, but this call ended up being something that just went a little bit long. But give me about 6 minutes past 9 and we'll be good to go. All right. Now, when we talk about taxes, I just need you to understand one of the reasons, until God sorts out the government, which I'm just so hopeful and trusting that he does in his time. Until then, here's why it's so important to build this business and be serious about the business in conjunction with your current career. I don't want to call it a job. Your career that you're currently doing, okay? Because again, it's a privilege and a good thing to work, right? But I want you to take this business seriously in 2025 to make a lot of money, all right? I'm going to really talk about something that in the 6-minute part that's going to help you do that, a technical thing that the company just decided to do a day or two ago. And I talked to Coach Sonic and Coach Marcus about this after we talked to Paula about it, and I was like, okay, this is going to be good. But understand, when you get money, okay, money, I'm still using that word, right? And let me see, I can move this. This is a dollar. You get a dollar and you take a dollar out of the ATM machine, out of your bank account, okay? Just understand this. This dollar you have already paid income tax on. Typically, they take it out of your job before you ever get it. So you've already paid income tax. It's a little bit more than 10%, 20, 30, 40, whatever it is, income tax. They've already taken a piece of that before you ever got this dollar at the ATM. Now, when you go to the store, let's say you're going to buy a candy bar for 79 cents and you want to give them this dollar. Candy bar is not 79 cents. They're going to charge you tax, sales tax, federal tax. They're going to charge you tax on that candy bar you want to buy. So you got to pay more than the 79 cents that it's worth. You got to give them more because they're going to tax the money on sales tax, even though you've already paid taxes on it because you didn't get the dollar out the ATM before you paid income tax. So the dollar's already been taxed. You mean I get taxed again? 2 more states and federal, I get taxed again? Once you give the money to the person at the store, that counts as income for the owner of that store, and they have to pay income tax on that. But the dollar was already taxed. It was already taxed 3 times, state, federal, and income tax. Why the owner got to pay tax on it? The government already got their piece. Then the owner gets the money. The owner has to take some of that dollar and pay it to the employee who sold you the candy bar, but the employee got to pay what? Income. What? So the employee got off the same dollar. So the employee got to pay income tax. Let's say you get real smart. Well, I'm going to take my money and I'm going to put it in the investments in the stock market, and I'm going to just sit it there because they ain't taxing that. But once you make some money, if you ever want to withdraw it, that's called capital gains tax. So if you make money in the stock market, they tax you. Markets know capital gains. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I'm going to just put it in the bank and leave it there. Well, you can put the rest of your dollar in the bank and leave it there, but inflation is a mechanism that the Federal Reserve uses to make your dollar worth less over time. If you put $100,000 in the bank 60 years ago, it's only going to buy you about $10,000 worth of stuff today, because inflation, once you put it in the bank, inflation is going to make it worth less even if nothing happens. So inflation is going to take, then you take it out the bank because dang, it's getting smaller in the bank. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go buy a car because you got to buy a vehicle, but you got to pay tax on the car and then licenses and fees. What are we talking about? Licenses and fees. I got to pay even more money to the state for money that's already been taxed 97 times. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a house. It's the biggest expense I'll ever have. I'm going to just go buy a house and call it that. I'm going to buy a house. I'm not going to buy no food. I'm going to buy a house. And then once you buy the house, that's a big chunk of your dollar. You might have this much left, but guess what they're going to do every year? Property tax. Property tax. Oh no, property tax. Every year, property tax. Ladies and gentlemen, and there are some states and some ways you can get around property tax, but don't worry, they're going to come get it another way. So here's my point. In order for you to even keep any of your dollar, listen, I know there's so many strategies, and I can do this and that, and I can do an IRA and a Roth. You better make some more money. Yeah, my property tax doubled this year. Doubled. I was just talking to MJ about that. Doubled, okay? You're going to have to make you a lot of money. The only reason I don't stress about this stuff, because we make a lot of money. I don't even care. But I know how bad off I would be if I wasn't making a lot of money. And I want you to make a lot of money too. Okay? Because for some reason, it might get worse before it's better. I honestly don't know. God only knows. I'm just real hopeful, real prayerful that it's going to, turn out okay. But the people that's not really stressing about none of this, honestly, are going to be people who make upwards of, 140, 200. No. See, look at Richard. I didn't buy twice as much property. It's the property I had. Property tax just doubled just because. So what are they talking about? Where are they paying taxes? But that's the game. You're going to need to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know how else to break it to you. And listen, if I knew, it is theft. It is, thank you, Richard Fritz. It is theft, okay? It's not even constitutional, okay? So I'm not trying to stress you out because we do have a solution. Just understand that. There were several of us on the call who make more than enough to cover it all and be okay and still have a lot of money left over. I want you to really understand how important it is for you to build this business, get it over with, keep the main thing, and help other people make enough money to the point where they don't have to really, fine, all right, property tax, fine, take it, get out of here, I don't care. I'm making so much, I don't care. I want you to really have that mindset, all right? I want you to have that mindset. And I want it to happen for you, and I know it can. If it happened for me, it can happen for you. It happened to Coach Marcus, it happened to you. It happened to Charlotte, it can happen to you. I'm telling you, it happened to Tina, it can happen to you. It can happen to you. You're in the right place. You're at the right company at the right time, learning from the right people. Now, let me say this. This is the 6 minutes right here. Okay. The company just added something to or they go to sign a back office, and this is advanced. This part here is a little advanced, but some of you understand it. Added something to the go to sign a back office that is a feature that we previously only saw at the HBN back office. Now, if anybody on the chat who's made money already with go to sign, let's just say over $100, please put a $ in the chat if you've made over $100 with go to sign. Just let me see how many people have made at least $100, $200, so I can see who's this is going to make sense for. And if you haven't already, it's okay. Just go to the chat, look at all the people who have, put a $ in the chat. If you made over $100 with go to sign, and just know you're going to make a lot more. Now, this is a feature that they've added to the go to sign a back office a day or two ago, okay? And it's going to be a placement tank feature. And I'm going to explain to you what that is. Now, when you go into your dashboard for GoToSign, HBN is already there. You go to your back office dashboard with GoToSign, you're going to see something that says placement tank or holding tank enabled. You just scroll down to find it. If you can't find it, get with your sponsor, they can help you find it. If it says enabled and it says on or yes, you're good. You don't need to do anything yet. If it says no or disabled, okay, you want to click on it and turn it to able. So mine wasn't on, MJ's was. So just got to go see if it's on or not. Let me tell you what this does. I need you to understand the breakdown of the 2x2, and you're going to use the placement tank feature, all right, to make sure that your top 2 people, all right, then you want to click on it, Shauna, turn it on. Your top 2 people, okay, are going to go into positions that you want them in. Now, for a lot of you who are new, you may need to consult with your plugged in upline. You can message me, you can message Coach Marcus, you can message Coach Sonic, Coach Chuck, somebody who knows what they're talking about. And if your sponsor's like, you know what, I think it's like this, but I'm not sure, reach out to one of us, or you can reach out directly to me and I will tell you, this goes here, this goes there, don't put them here. I will ask you questions about the person. Is it a customer? Is it a distributor? And you're gonna learn where to put people and why. Now, there's one exception, okay? If you leave it off, your back office will build the way it's been building anyway, which for a lot of people is good. You don't have to change it, all right? But this is what I'm gonna tell you. There's another feature in the back office, it's a very little known feature. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what this feature is. It's called the level report. It's a level report in your GoToSign back office, okay? You clicking on 3 links today, you should have been found this one. It's called the level report. The level report is going to show you level by level up to 15 levels, which is the GoToSign matrix. It's going to show you how many active people you pass on each level. And I'm going to ask you right now, in theory, how many active people should be on your first level with GoToSign? There's only one right answer. How many people should be on your first level active? 2, perfect. How many people should be on your second level active with GoToSign? In a perfect world, how many people should be on your second level? Okay, let's skip one. What about your 4th level? Your 4th, who's paying attention? I'm trying to trick somebody here. How many people should be on your 4th level? 16, okay, you know this. So when you look at your level report, you're gonna see how many people are there, and you know, because we teach this all the time, how many people should be there. It should be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1,024, 2,048, 4,000, 2,048, 4,096, 8,192. You should know that, okay? Study it, know it, ingrain it in your brain. So you should know what the levels are at. Now, if I'm gonna go sponsor someone, or if I look to see who's inactive on that level, if I know them because I sponsor them, I can reach out to them and say, hey, you know, you're going to be in business or not. You can follow up, whatever. If I don't know them, nothing I can do about that. But if they're inactive, they will purge out of the system and that spot will become open. But here's the thing. It may take a month or so for the system to catch it and purge them out, which system always does, but it might not do it in a day. It takes typically, I think, a month, maybe a little bit longer. Once you're about to sponsor, this is some advanced strategy. Right? I've talked to Coach Sonic about this. We're torn about the whole thing. Like, ooh, is it good? Is it bad? We don't know. I think we're going to make it out for the best, but we'll see. And I talked to Coach Marcus about this as well. When you're sponsoring a new person, and I mean a person who's at 50 BV who wants to be, look, same coach, but got to deal with it. Same. So you're sponsoring a new person who is at 50 BV, and you are pretty sure that they want to build. Me personally, I'm going to learn how to use my placement tank. It just got there. and I'm going to put the person in the highest available spot that I personally have a gap. I want to give them the best possible spot I can, and I see a gap, and I want them in that gap because I want my go to sign a grid to be 2, 4, 8, 16, 30. I want it to feel like it's supposed to feel. And if I get a customer, let's say I get a customer, I'm going to look for a position way further down. I'm going to tell you why. Maybe 7, 8 levels deep, because you get paid for a minimum of 12 levels, and I'm going to put my customer there. Now, you don't lose any money, none, by moving a customer. They're still your first level. They're still, you're not giving away. Let me be clear. Again, this is advanced stuff. You got to kind of figure it out. I'm not giving away the sponsorship of my customer. I'm going to still get the fast start from them. But if I were to take my 50 BV person, that's a customer, my 20 BV person, 10 BV person, that's a customer, not a distributor. They're just a customer. I'm going to move them 7, 8, 9, 10 levels deep in my grid. A lot of room there. Why? You still get paid the 25% fast start. But if they were to be higher up, let's say they happen to go in your level 1, but they're just a customer. They're not going to reorder again. They're not building the business. They told you that. Just a customer order for 10 BV. It's not a 50 or 100 BV business builder. You only need 2 of those. If you put that person right there at the highest available spot, you'll be paid 25% and you'll be paid on Monday Matrix. But if you put that person 7, 8, 9, don't go too deep, but you put those levels 7, 8, 9, 10 people deep, you're going to still make the same money. You're going to get paid your matrix and you're going to get paid your fast start. But guess what you just did? You just got all of the people above them that are qualified. You got them paid some Monday money matrix too. That's going to drive their matrix money up, and that's going to drive your check match up. And I'm going to say that again, but how many professionals understood what I just said? How many of the pros understood what I just said? My new people, it might be tricky for you until you come to Orlando and get certified in comp plan training. But for my pros, I'm gonna say it one more time for my pros, my leaders, my builders. Y'all know. Okay, you'll get it. When I sponsor someone, let's say that I have a spot open right under me. Okay, I am not going to put a customer in that position using my placement tank. Okay. I'm going to take that customer order. I don't care if it's for 400 BV. It's not going to affect your money no way. Not in a bad way. I'm not going to put no 400 BV order right up under me. I'm going to move it down a couple levels because it's going to benefit everybody. But Will, when we move stuff down here, we're putting it farther away from you and your 15 levels. I don't care. If it's further away from me, I don't care. This is for you to benefit and the people on your team to benefit. Don't worry about us. We're going to figure it out. You got to make money this year. You got to make money this year. Listen, look, you got to make money this year. You put that 7, 8 levels deep, okay? It's going to still pay you the same 25% fast start, and you're going to still get your matrix money. Just don't go to levels 11 and 12. Keep them space there. Please don't go to 15 unless you're a diamond. I'm going to answer your question in a second, Richard. And then what it's going to do, you cannot shift what exists. Unfortunately, we cannot do that. I wish we could, we can't. But what it's going to do is it is going to pay you the same money on Monday Matrix, as well as your 25% fast start, but it's going to pay 8 people who are qualified to earn. They got to have at least one order, okay? So they ain't going to pay no deadbeats. But somebody who's got a qualifying order and they're qualified, they're going to be paid. And the higher their auto ship, the more they get paid. You get a 5B auto ship, you get paid less volume than somebody in your position that got a 20 or a 50 BV auto ship. The higher the auto ship, the more the money. 100 is the max. You just got 8 people paid that wouldn't have got paid before. You made the same money. You didn't lose nothing. You just got 8 people paid that would not have got paid before. And if anybody you sponsored or sponsored them, guess what? Your check match goes up. So in actuality, you made more money by helping other people get paid. People can't complain, man. Will they move some people and they doing that placement thing? All I made was $9 this Monday. Well, Cletus, How many people did you sponsor? Well, I didn't sponsor nobody, but then you didn't contribute to the party, Cletus. You got a free $9. Go put 3 gallons of gas in your car and be happy that you got some free gas. Think about that. Okay? But your top 2 positions right there, and Richard asked a great question. If any of your positions are inactive and they say inactive in red, I'm 99% sure I wouldn't do this until, because I would want that position, if it's high up, if it's within your levels 2, 4, 8, your first 3 levels, I would not even message corporate to get that inactive account out of there until I was about to sponsor the new person, because somebody else might slip somebody in that spot. They might be looking. So it is really for professional builders to really understand how important it is to sponsor your first 2 to get out of this financial ridiculousness the government is trying to put us in. But you have an opportunity to generate the same order, make the same fast start, get the same money matrix, but the bonus is you can get a bunch of other people paid, and you get paid more because you get check match, which is bigger because you helped other people make more money in their matrix, which is what the check match is based on. Okay? And think about our international team members. And I was talking to Eve the other day, and the Trinidad Tobago dollar is like 7-1 to the US dollar. You might not get excited about $9 on the Money Matrix Monday that you didn't have nothing to do with. But I know some of our brand new team members in Trinidad and Tobago that just started, they see $8-9 on the Monday and they don't know where that came from. And it came from you because you're placing people downline in the organization, figuring out that's the equivalent of like $27. Wait, 9 times 60 something. That's like $60 some dollars. I'd be excited. I'd be happy. I'm helping people all around the world. Just about, look, let me tell you what you're doing. You're being you for them. You're being a Michael Jordan and you helping everybody win. Okay, so that's the look. Eve said excited for reals. Derek said that's $63. So you're not excited about $9, but they'd be excited at $63 in their currency when they convert that and can pay some bills. So it is a beautiful thing. It's a great day at GoDasana. I don't know how else to put it. We already had that feature at HBM, and we use it very effectively. But we're working on some things. We're working on some things. I'm not even gonna say behind the scenes. The leadership team is involved. We're thinking, trying to figure out new products, new this, new that, and just hopefully corporate will hear what we decide as a leadership organization, and get us the products and the tweaks that we need to get everybody to the next level in 2025. But we have a lot of updates, a lot of great stuff coming for you. I hope to see everybody in Orlando. I know this call ran long. I apologize for that, but y'all told me it was okay, and I wanted to make sure that y'all got that information so y'all can start talking to your teams, talking to your uplines, talking to your sponsors and things of that nature, your support team, and figuring out strategy and getting this stuff down to acquire the skills before you ever go and practice and use it so you don't mess it up. All right, so that's it. So have a good night. God bless, and we will see you on the next one. It's going to be a great week of calls all week long, and I cannot wait to see everybody in Orlando. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, Coach Marcus. Thank you, Miriam, and thank all our leaders for hopping on tonight. God bless you guys. I got to come up with a better word. Shalom.